Hi, this is Dee with Grace and Love Unfiltered. We're in bite-sized Bible study. We're in Genesis chapter 2, verses 11 through 12. And right now, it induces a land called Havilah. It's a place where gold is introduced, onyx stone, and Havilah is significant because it's the first land in Scripture specifically identified as having valuable resources. It's the first place that gold appears. It's the first place where God reveals that He intentionally placed wealth, beauty, and provision in the earth from the very beginning. Now, what I wanted to talk about is that it reminds us that gold existed before governments, businesses, and human achievement. God created it and called the creation good. So it's a reminder that wealth is not bad, because it is a natural resource that God had already established before He actually put men into the garden in order to start working. So the provision came before the labor came. And so another important lesson I wanted to tell you is that before Adam worked the garden, God had already prepared it, and He supplied rivers for water, trees for food, valuable resources within the land. Adam's responsibility was not to create provision, but to manage and be a good steward of what God had already created. So this just reminds us that God provides resources, opportunity in abundance, but He also expects us to be faithful stewards of what He's already given us, right? We're not called merely to just exist. We're not called to prevent a provision. Not a provision, but we're not called to create all these different things in terms of what He's already provided. So everything has already been done. Most of the time we just haven't discovered it, right? So what we need to do is manage what God has already created. I want you to sit back and I want you to think that there's always a source or a resource that God has given you that you may not have tapped into. You may have a gift that you may not have tapped into. You may have a talent that you may be fearful. I notice most of the time when fear is standing in front of something that I'm scared to do, that is a clear indication that's something that I need to do. Fear is an indicator that the enemy is stopping and placing a blockage before you can get to the next level, because fear tries to cripple us from going into the promises that God has for us. So I want you to sit back and I want you to think about what resources and what you already have and what provision you already have that you need to tap into and be a good steward of. Share. I want you to like the message, comment, and I'll see y'all tomorrow. Bye.